celebrates the smaller channels who are working to bring down the cult and protect human rights. Screw the Monk celebrates the smaller channels, the ones who need more attention and are out there more and more. If you want Screw the Monk to show a small channel, send her clips and links, since you are making clips and sharing links is easy to do. Whether you protest and or watch that needs you.
Hello and welcome. The green screen is not making it any better. I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying. Hello, Manning. Good to see you here on a Monday. You are not skipping out on any work, are you? Style Audit. Hello and welcome. Afila. Hi. Good to see you. I forgot to pull up my notes. That definitely would be a helpful thing to do when I kind of need them for the show, you think? Oh my goodness me, we're off to a banging good start. Okay, so I am so happy to see Manning here, because since I changed to Mondays, poor Manning. Oh, you're at work? Oh, you naughty boy, you. I'm not telling anybody. Since I switched to Mondays, Manning has been missing the show live, and he has messaged me on a few occasions saying he's so sorry, but he's going to watch it on replay. Meanwhile, I'm going like, yay, somebody's watching on replay. So, Manning, whenever you watch, I am all good with that. But you're here to chat and watch and pretend you're working, I guess, and I'm all good with that as long as you don't get in trouble, because well, you know, we don't want people losing their work or losing their jobs. Afila, yes. Listen, Afila, you're on the other side of the world from me, so it's perfectly understandable if you're catching the replay. In fact, anybody having a life, it's acceptable to catch it on replay. Scientology up North, Miriam, it's so good to see you. Listen, replay, as I was just saying, is absolutely fine with me. I have no problem with that whatsoever. Go get some sleep. We need you in your top form. So, anyways, I am here for all of you, and I could have sworn I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and I just saw that it was not, so it is now. Welcome all. Hello, Eric. Good to see you. And welcome to anyone who is lurking. I have special love for lurkers because I was one for quite some time. As some of you will know, up until last January, so January 2025? No, 2024. I was unaware that there were actually chats on YouTube. I was watching everything on replay, which is part of the thing. The other part of the thing is I didn't know there was a difference between replay and live. I was very unaware, and I took a crash course, and I don't even remember how I stumbled on it one day, but I discovered it. And well, hi JBat, yay. And since then, well, I still do replay because there is like so much to watch, and not all Scientology. Granted, most of my feed is Scientology, but there is some other stuff that I do try to keep up with as well. Unfortunately, I'm not doing a really good job at keeping up with that other stuff. Tell me, am I the only one? I do not think so. Something just tells me I am not the only one. Yeah, so welcome in, JBat. It's good to see you. I am also stalling because I don't know if Pup Groomer is here yet. And I would prefer to have her throw the links up rather than me have to throw the links up. But I can throw the links up if I need to. They just may be late or forgotten altogether. But they will go up in the description after the video. So if I happen to miss one, be sure to check back because they will be there usually within half an hour of the show ending live. All those links will be in the description. So I have gotten pretty good at remembering to do that. I still do not remember to star any comments, so I've pretty much given up on that. Priorities. Hello, Rib Guy. Oh, sorry. Your name is formerly Rib Guy, now known as Rib Daddy. Ask Club Brain Fog about that one. You're teaching your computer to do somersaults. I am just teaching my computer to stay alive and keep working for me. I think that's the most I can ask of it at this point. If you are seeing a change in the quality of the video, I will just mention unabashedly my daughter, who cannot, for the life of her, surprise anyone with a birthday gift on their birthday, nor Christmas gifts when I come to think of it on Christmas, gave me a new webcam for my birthday, which is actually next week, but she gave it to me on the weekend. Because Biscuit, our beloved part Bango terrorizing kitten, killed my other webcam. Not the one I used last week. That was my old webcam that I kept around just in case because my mother grew up in World War II. Hello, Robert James. And so you don't throw anything away if it still works. So thankfully I still had that one to use last week. But yes, Hitzel, that was very sweet of her. She saw it on my wish list and said, oh, I can do that. She was also going through my wish list to make sure that it was stuff that only I would use and that I would not find a way to use for someone else. But joke's on her because I'm using it for the show, which means I'm using it for the community. But don't tell her. Anyways, so with that, the quality of the video may have been upgraded just a touch, and I'm still within the cotton candy fuzz that I thought I was going to get rid of. There's Pop! Yay! I thought I was going to get rid of with the green screen, which I do have. I told you last week I would have a green screen. It is here. And I'm not sure how much good it's doing. Hello, Carrie Ann. Good to see you. So anyways, now that I've stalled long enough for Jen to get here, perhaps I should get started with the show. So hi everyone, welcome to the Scooter Report, where we feature anti-Scientology channels with less than 1.5k subs. If they are working to end Scientology and not working to end other members of the movement, I would like to feature them. Hi Irish Mart, good to see you. Irish, did you happen to notice that I had tagged you, I believe it was last week, in the description? I just want to know if it worked. Anyway, not that I'm assigning homework or anything, because I'm not. My mother was the teacher. I'm not. I am happy to have you all here. The purpose of the show is to boost positive attention to the smaller channels in the anti-Scientology community. Jen, seriously, we've talked about this. Your paying job is a priority over your volunteer job? I mean, anyway. Yes, I do want to feature the positive work to end Scientology. I do not feature negativity, unless it's Scientology negativity and us getting the upper hand on them. At least, hopefully, us getting the upper hand on them. I hope you are all doing well. I am happy to see so many people here, especially early in the show, because I know there are a lot of choices, a lot of options out there. So I appreciate you spending some of your time with me. Today's show, Jen, 9, it was 8 when we talked last, and that was too much. I'm going to have to take over your scheduling. Today's show is full of randomness. Random encounters, random observations, random appearances, and random words thrown together to make an awful word salad. Try and say that one with my mouth. In other words, just another week in the Anti-Scientology movement. So, let us get started with this, and I will attempt to keep this on the track as best I can. You know, I did actually figure out which direction to move the mouse to get to the right screen. It's working well for me. And Jen, that's because you're so nice. You see that sweet, innocent thing? Some people actually believe that. So, let's get started with Eyes to See. She's been reading a book called Prisoner of Freedom, My 36 Years in the Scientology Cult by Renata Friscala Lugli. I think I said that right. If I didn't, my apologies. Italian was never in any of my coursework. And she's given us a little insight into what she's discovered to this point. Here, she tells us a little about how the author got randomly introduced to Dianetics in Italy. So, just give me a second to bring it up here. And Jen is likely to post the link before I can even find what I'm looking for. Oh gosh, I think they've changed things on us again, Jen. Nope, that's not what I want. Hi, Frotty. Oh, gosh, come on. Okay, I think I found it. Yes, I found it. Either I just had a brain fart or they changed the name of it. Either could be true. Okay, so let's get started with Eyes to See first.
Really good money. Really good money. I mean, it's kind of a highfalutin career, you know, not everyone can have that. And one of the models, she was an American model, was raging about Dianetics and all these things. And originally, the name of the institute she was to go to was not called Church of Scientology because, get this, originally in Italy, it was not allowed to be called a church. Imagine that, you guys. So, it just kind of breaks my heart. But what I loved about the very beginning of the book is she was explaining how she kind of got lured into it and how everyone that she was around, like the young people, like the young adults, they were so focused.
Sorry, not focused on really good money. It cut off badly there. Focused on saving the world. Yes, Afila, Eyes to See has been doing really great. And I mean, many of you will know she's dealing with a lot. So the fact that she dedicates so much time to this, I just have to give her props. Um, excuse me, sorry. I had have a little tickle. It sounds like an interesting book, and I hope she tells us more about it in future videos. And, you know, she's covering a lot of different things. I don't know if I would have the bandwidth to also read a book while covering as much as she does. But, you know, that's me. I don't have a whole lot of bandwidth, period. So, there we go. Anyway, Kirby's mom and Irish Mart randomly showed up at the Dublin Scientology org / community center. That combination just feels all kinds of wrong. At the same time, they showed up there at the same time, but they did their own separate thing while they were there. So first, let's take a look at Kirby's mom video where she tells us why she's there and what she has observed so far. And just, you know, give me a sec.
Just come and pass by and see that what the Scientology Sunday service was like today. After having been able to pass by several events over the past months that I thought were quite busy. And I wanted to see if that impacted on the Sunday service and if Sunday service seemed busier. But, you know, I can say that it wasn't busier. But there were some buses there, which I've now learned is because there's a one-day gymnastics competition there. So I'm gonna have to put it up in the description of the video. I'll change it. I thought it was maybe still the dance competition, but dance competition's finished. And to my surprise, there's a
So, sorry, putting my drink down, making sure that it does not tip over, because that would be a thing that would happen, has happened many times. Oh, Adam. Adam is responsible for the comedy, folks. And welcome in, Adam. I meant to say hello to you, and I apologize. It flew out of my head, but what else is new? So please go and watch the whole video. It was quite windy. I will warn you of that. But Irish was very able. Well, she was very good at making sure to fill us in on what was said. She decided to talk with some of the people she found locally, is what I'm trying to say, because I have lost my place in my notes. So anyway, let me see if I can find it. Okay, I got the gist of it. Okay. So next up, let's have a look at an encounter Irish Mart had while she was walking around and just trying to read the posted rules at the entrance to the property. I bet you can probably guess what happened, but let's look at it anyway, because it never fails. Yeah, I've got the right one. Hi, Joe. Good to see you.
I like to know the rules of everywhere I go. You don't accidentally violate any rules, it's always good.
Hello.
I am just looking at the rules there, just to make sure I'm in compliance.
I'm sorry, you should be outside.
Oh yeah, I'm just looking at the rules.
Okay,
So thanks very much.
no problem.
Jesus Christ almighty. All I resume was looking at the rules they had posted there and the sign. He's very quick there to call over and say you shouldn't be here. Like, Jesus, what?
Irish, you terrorist, you. How dare you read the rules? I loved your chuckle. I was chuckling right along with you because it's like they can't help but make it weird. Way to make everyone feel welcome, right? Sort of, maybe, not. Always. Oh boy, you can always count on Scientology for weirdness. So, anyway, Manning 8 randomly, to me, turned up in Chicago last week because he also does not clear his schedule with me. People, I am telling you, I expect better. And I need to stop giggling because I realized I'm shaking the laptop, which is shaking the camera. So if you're seeing everything shaking, it's my fault, of course. So anyway, yes, he turned up in Chicago last week. He and Style Audit 1A teamed up to protest outside of the Chicago org. Apparently George Gnome Roamer got into some trouble there and Style Audit had to get him out of jail. We never did get more details about that, but hopefully Style will do a video to fill us in because I need to know. Here I was thinking George was an innocent little gnome. I should know better. Is anyone in this movement really all that innocent? Anyway, while Manning was in front of the org, he had a not-so-random encounter that you're going to see the beginning of here. Please watch the whole video through the link to see the puzzle pieces start to drop. And that's my cue to bring up the actual clip. Okay, here we go.
Oh, you want to talk?
Hey, in the bathroom, I caught one of those priests in there molesting a little kid in the bathroom the other day. They take their kids to school from here, right? Sometimes they bring the kids here, right? Sometimes.
Yeah, I see kids go in there.
I see the pastor, preacher guy here molesting, touching a little kid. The parents called the police on them. It was, I don't know what happened.
That's awful. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Thank you for telling everyone about that. We try to warn everyone about it, you know.
And then one of those other guys, put it out here. One of those other guys, he was jagging off on the train. It was bad. A lot of child pornography, a lot of child, look, they're dropping their kids off.
No, we did
Oh,
not.
you want to talk?
Hey, in the back.
Manning very wisely found the mute button. And thankfully, no one in the chat was saying, "Did we just lose sound?" It was definitely understood why we suddenly lost sound. So, oh, okay, Jen, you know, do your paying job. This is a trend, by the way. I am just going to keep teasing Jen because I must. Yes, Style Audit, creepy street guy, definitely. Yeah. There Wait, there are more pieces. So, the next puzzle piece is up. Just a clip. So again, go watch the whole thing. It's not a very long video from Manning, and he and Style recap what happened next. So just hang in, and here we go.
I was able to identify that this was the same guy that was bothering Trashy on Sunday. Pulled up the video to confirm. On Sunday he had the red jacket, a beanie cap, and a big hood that kind of disguised him. So the man came in here, came up to us, kept following Manning, kept harassing us, started asking a bunch of personal questions. Were we planning to go back out there? Who was I? What was our relationship? Were we together? All kinds of questions. And I kept asking him to leave. I said, would you please give us private space and step away?
And the police out here too.
He down there, ma'am, is this true? Can you say that this was true, that I asked this man several times to walk away and give us privacy, and he wouldn't, and then I had to ask the man from...
So, yeah. You hope that they get the message when you walk away. This guy ignored the message because Manning had walked away. So, if anyone here watched a recent encounter Trashy had, hi Krista, hi Antics, the guy hassling them might have looked familiar. It looks to me like if Scientology is up to their usual tricks again. Oh, it's so surprising. Now, I probably should have shown you this next clip first, but I wanted to be able to say randomly again in reference to Manning showing up in Chicago, and I couldn't do that if I'd done that, if I changed the order that I went with. So, I didn't. This is a clip from Style Audit's video before all the weirdness started. Well, it was fun, and I thought we'd find out more about the pizza challenge. So take a look at that.
Juan Hubbard's volcano book, Dianetics. They often try to sell, hi, no recruiting today, please. They often try to sell the Dianetics books as something totally unrelated to Scientology. Oh, no. It's just Dianetics. It's the science of mental health, except for they don't believe in any form of therapy. Ma'am, why don't you allow your members to have any form of counseling or therapy? I don't know. I don't know if you know, Manning, but Scientology actually has a lot of what we call front groups. Yeah, they operate.
So, I love that Style just does not break. I mean, she stops what she's saying, but she just comes up immediately with something to say, and then just continues on. I used to do that. Anyways, yes. Unleash the Narconoids. Oh, Adam. Afila, you go settle in, get some rest. I'll try to lull you to sleep with my dulcet tones, but I'm not singing because no. So, and when I say dulcet tones, I say that with pure and total sarcasm. So let's take a look at Dusty in Clearwater for the Anti-Scientology Save the Garden protest that took place on Friday. Dusty was out there for several hours and back and forth between their usual spot at the Power Building, I believe it's called, and the spot at the proposed street for sale, which did not flow very well when I was typing it and didn't flow just now when I said it, but you know what I mean. And Dusty was full of energy out there, so let's take a look at that. And just, if you're wearing earbuds, you might want to, just lower the volume just a touch until the clip is over. As much as I love Dusty, he kills that mic.
Scientology, yes. Cult bus. Cult bus, cult bus, cult bus, cult bus, cult bus. Thank you. I like that spot. I so can't read the chat, you guys, so please talk amongst yourselves. Feel free to make me feel good.
Sorry, I had to restart, or I had to let that loop a little because he is the nicest guy out there, Antics. He really is. I had to let that loop restart, or that clip restart. Words are hard, as always, because I realized I had forgotten to put Styles' link in the chat, and then Jen did it right after me, so make sure you follow it, because we put it there twice. Dusty was like back and forth, and he did have to sit down for a little bit and hydrate, thankfully, but he was out there for several hours, as were they all, and I'm sure that some of you at least saw what else was happening while Dusty was over at Garden Avenue or Garden Street. I think it's Garden Avenue. Hi, PLS. Good to see you. But I'm glad he was holding it down over there, because that was supposed to be the main focus for that particular night. So he had it covered. If you want to know what else was happening while he was over there, then you will need to check out Feral Cheryl and Aaron at Growing Up in Scientology, who have far too many subs for me to cover. So, and good for them. And unfortunately, I know that SP Danny, I think he was out there, but I don't think he was streaming. And that's unfortunate, because I could have gotten stuff from his angle as well. But, I'm sure that there is a reason, and hopefully he will be back to streaming again soon, and I will definitely feature him when he is. So now from Clearwater, we'll head to Austin, Texas, where Lincoln Park was last week, and Hitzel and PTS Texas, who does not stream, were there to inform concert goers about Emily Armstrong and Scientology. There were some random responses for sure, but well.
What is that? So it's kind of like a priest. You tell them like what you do. You tell them like your secrets, and it's kind of like a counselor. Okay. But you pay for it, and all that money is going to Scientology. There's a lot of kids stuck in hotel rooms right now.
I've heard about the Scientology thing
confusing. So you're saying Emily Armstrong and her mother are part of the
Yes.
Scientology?
Active members.
Okay, and where do you find your sources on this? What are your...
A lot of people that left Scientology are now speaking up against the abuses. There's so many stories.
And they mentioned Emily Armstrong and her mother?
Yes.
Oh,
There's
wow.
stories. So yeah, if you go online, just Google like Scientology and Emily Armstrong, and you'll get a lot of videos about it online.
Okay. Well, thank you for
Yeah.
talking with
Thank you
me.
for talking. Oh, do you want a flyer? Sorry.
No, thank you.
Okay. Have a good one.
So, I have to just give Hitzel props. She, like many of us, feels like she gets nervous and tongue-tied when she has to answer questions. She did a really, really good job there, and I'm glad that I was able to show one of the positive interactions she had while she was out there. Yeah, there were some weird and negative interactions as well. Not so much like right in your face, but there's always going to be at least one or two idiots in the crowd who you can't even suggest that they might have been Scientos because, well, they were just average off the wall. Anyway. Yes, she really did do a great job. And yeah, Hitzel spent 6 or 7 hours downtown protesting, and only some of it was live streamed. But they also went back to the org because they had been there earlier, after they left the concert. Take a look at who was there to represent. You need to see this.
Know me the homies and Cubs holding it up. Know me the homies and Cubs.
See, it was so short I had to show it twice. So, Cubs is making appearances even when he's not physically there. He's there. And you never know where he's going to show up next. He may not be able to personally protest, but we can make sure that Scientology doesn't think he's going away, because that's what their goal was. Antics, I disagree with this. I disagree strongly. So, but I can agree with this. Okay, and for those of you driving, my apologies. Antics said she self-identifies as an idiot. I disagree with that. And then she said Gnome's rule. I agree with that. And Adam is still doing his funnies in the chat, and I'm trying very hard not to shake the camera. Wait, did someone call you? No, George, we did not call you, but we expect you to randomly appear. See what I did there? George was booked. Yes, but I'm sure you must be on the waiting list at this point, Hitzel. We caught that gnome out of... Can't speak. I already went over this. That gnome out of some barbed wire escaping from prison. Oh dear. Gnome Roamer's brother everywhere fighting the fight. Oh gosh. Okay. So Declared Dave, I almost missed this. I don't know why YouTube is making me chase people down, because it's hard enough when with the notifications, but when I don't get the notifications, it's even more difficult for me to find people. So this is your reminder to check and make sure that you are subbed to everyone, and periodically keep checking and make sure that you also like videos and you get that notification bell clicked, because supposedly that's supposed to help. I'm not so sure about that. But anyway, Declared Dave was in great form, going through some more LRH word salad axioms recently. Just take a look at this.
Or prime thought. A prime postulate is the decision to change from a state of not beingness. Now, Hubbard, the man who liked to steal everything from everywhere else, liked to steal from the dictionary just as much. He really loved stealing from the Oxford English Dictionary. He loved, when he went over to England, it's like the man, I mean, we're talking about a guy that was born in Montana, that lived in Nebraska, and, you know, as Midwestern or Northwestern as, well, he went over to England and he just became, I'm going to be the most British, non-British guy I could be. But what he liked to do is he liked to add the suffix ness to everything. So you may be asking yourself, what the heck is beingness? Past effort, or
so randomness, inspired by Declared Dave, just so you know, if you didn't pick up on that. I'm dropping that. And Declared Dave, he was very entertaining, I have to say, but I'm not sure I know what an axiom is, and I may have to rewatch that one. I'm just saying. I got lost in the entertainment factor, and the word salad was overwhelming. So, yeah, I'm probably just going to have to go back and watch that one again. Many Scientologists, even execs, picked up saying progress from Hubbard. Oh, yeah. I don't know. It's, you know, I guess it's a foundation of truth. Thank you, Adam. Does that save me from watching the video? Because you know that everything that L. Ron Hubbard said is definitely not a foundational truth. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate that. Because the brain fog is bad enough. Yeah, so, okay, yay, I don't have to rewatch that one. And I literally forgot what I was going to say before Adam rescued me with that explanation. So, we're just going to move right along. Oh, I was going to say, I guess the Scientologists like to copy LRH, like, I mean, I guess if they saw Miscavige, they would copy him more, but they have seen Cruz, and you know how Cruz came out with the black turtleneck look, and then all of a sudden a whole bunch of them were wearing the black turtlenecks and doing their hair the same way as Cruz for each movie that he would do. I mean, they do have limited choices for examples to follow, so I suppose that might be why. I don't know what else to tell you. personally, I'm very happy to have other examples to follow. I did the black turtleneck thing. I can't do the black turtleneck thing anymore. It's too hot. Even in the winter, I can't do black turtlenecks. And I do not want to copy LRH on anything, and certainly not Miscavige. Okay, I diverted again. Back on track. Yes, they do, Miss Kim. Hello and welcome in. They do need new role models, for sure. For sure. Like, far away from Scientology. Far, far away. Scientology emulates crews by engaging in risky business. Okay. And my final video clip for you today is from the Church of Satiretology, because, you know, I very clearly got the message last week that you guys enjoy my humor and quirkiness. So I decided I would share a little more humor that's not mine, but that I thoroughly enjoy. Wait, antics? If it's that cold, bigger, heavier towels, not the turtleneck. It'll stick to you. Okay, so Church of Satiretology, let's take a quick look at this, where they came through with a fantastic tour of the New York Times Square org.
Overpriced pizza meets the overpriced enlightenment. From Battery Park to the Bronx, if you're a sentient being, or even just lost and looking for a bathroom, we welcome you to come in and find out for yourself, especially if you're susceptible to compliments and carrying a credit card. Just past reception and the fixed grins of staff who haven't blinked since 2004, you'll discover our public information displays, which proudly showcase Scientology's humanitarian programs. These are the same ones we talk about repeatedly, so you forget to ask about Shelley Miscavige. 2 full floors are dedicated to explaining what Scientology is, just in case you've never seen the internet before. After all, no religion is complete without a sea of laminated infographics. Speaking of which, feast your eyes on the exhibit dedicated to our founder, L. Ron Hubbard, visionary.
So I'm just going to say this again, Scientology couldn't do better. They just need to take what Church of Satiretology is putting out and go with that. So I hope you have enjoyed the randomness here today. I admit it, Declared Dave did inspire me. Chase cards not accepted. Exactly. You gotta go watch the whole thing. It is absolutely hilarious. I really, really look forward to catching and featuring Church of Satiretology. I can't feature all of them. They put out too much. It would be a Church of Satiretology show. But I love all of their videos. And if I ever need a giggle, I know exactly where to go. So, from design firm Gensler should be ashamed of for designing these orgs. I agree with you, Adam. What was that? We need a Scooter Mom museum? No, we do not, Eric. We do not. No. No. Mm-mm. No. We don't. Nope. Okay. So, moving right along. Thank you everyone who sends me clips and links with timestamps. It makes it much easier to gather things to show everyone. And I will say that I do have some regular people who are pretty good at sending me links. But you know, I'm always looking for new people to email me clips and links. So I'm just saying, some of you have mentioned that you were going to, and then, well, you know, I'm still waiting. Does Satiretology have an email? You know what, Style? I do not know. I don't think I have looked. If I looked, it's deep in the mist behind me here, and I can't retrieve it just yet. But since I don't have it, I'm assuming I didn't find one. I don't know what to tell you. You might have to go look at their About page and see if they have one on there. And for those of you who say they can't find my email address on my page, it is there. You have to verify that you're a human. Click on the little box, give the check mark, and then the email address will show. Anyone that has their email address on their About page, that's how you get to it. Because YouTube does try to protect us from spammers and scammers by hiding it away and making you prove that you're human before you get access to the email address, which I personally appreciate because I get enough of that in my regular life email. Anyway, special thanks to my mod, Jen Pup Groomer, for taking time away from her paying job to do her little volunteer job. I give you a hard time, Jen, because I know you can take it, and I know I do it with love. It's how I show my love, by teasing people. And yes, my email is on the screen and in the chat, but in general, thank you, Antics. Church of Satiretology does not have an email on their page. Thank you. I appreciate that assistance there. What I was saying was special thanks to Jen. Oh, sometimes it only shows up on a computer and not on mobile. I did not know that. See, Jen is a wealth of information. She is not just a mod extraordinaire. Good, I'm glad you know, Jen. I do appreciate Jen and all my mods very, very much. They help me muddle through this mess on a regular basis, which is always a plus. So, and also, as some of you know, I do mod for other people as well. So I do know the stress that it can create. So anyways, thank you all for being here. Thank you for your support to me and to all the small channels. Make sure that you follow all the links. If you missed any, it will be in the description shortly after the video ends. And by all means, feel free to click on all those links. Make sure that you are subscribed and you click the bell for notifications, and give support to the smaller channels, because you know, if they're not getting the support, they do get discouraged and they don't go out as often. So it is important that we support one another in this movement. And so I'm not going to say anything more than that, because I will be a mom lecturing, and I'm predisposed to do that anyway. So everybody, take care of each other, have a good week, and remember, like who you like, watch who you want to watch. After all, we're not in a cult.
School and mom celebrates the smaller channels who are working to bring down the cult and protect human rights. School and mom celebrates the smaller channels, the ones who need more attention and are out there more and more. If you want School and Mom to show a small channel, send her clips and links, since you were making clips and sharing links.